Yeah, the menu, I would imagine the menu is different, yeah. It's kind of like McDonald's. Depending on where you go in the world, the menu is always different as well. And they use different meat sometimes, like lamb meat. They'll offer lamb meat burgers instead of just like cow, beef burgers. Man, I am craving a burger now. I eat burgers a lot. It's like my #1 favorite. Chris cooks burgers usually about once a week, sometimes twice a week. If there was a good burger joint here, I would eat burgers way more frequently. Like burgers, I will eat burgers all the time. Like burgers and fries for me are like my #1. Pizzas are #2. But yeah, burgers, I am always, always, always gonna eat burgers.
Incoming!
Oh, there was somebody upstairs. Some people say cache, some people say cache, some people say cache. There's lots of different ways. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Lever versus lever. It's funny how the English language works. Yeah, I would imagine beef is massive for you guys because you have a lot of cattle ranches, like beef ranches. Yeah, it's Thandar's fault today. I'm hungry, man. We're actually going to the meat shop today, the butcher shop, to get some beef. We're gonna gotta get some supplies, man. Dude, lamb is good, period. I love lamb. Um, but I will say that, like, just good beef. Fuck the grass-fed. People who say grass-fed is better don't know what they're talking about. I will say that, like, my brother does combinations, so they've got open range cattle, and then they have cattle that they raise in the barn. But corn fed is always going to be better tasting because you're finishing it off with corn. So what my brother does. By the way, this is a plug for my brother's ranch channels. If you're not following my brother's ranch channels, they've got a YouTube channel and a TikTok account, also a Facebook page and an Instagram, but the primary the YouTube and the TikTok. And I do link those videos in my Discord a lot because I do all the video editing for them. Anyway, they do grass-fed for a portion of their lives, but then they get brought into the barn to get finished off on corn before they get shipped off to the sale barn because it adds a layer of fat and tastiness to the beef. I've been eating meat my whole life. I love beef. What is Chris cooking this morning? I don't know. What's for breakfast this morning? I honestly don't know. She hasn't come in and said anything yet, so I know we are going to the butcher shop after my stream this morning because she wants to get some thin cut steaks to make like tacos and stuff. And then we're going to buy some ground beef and probably a couple more New York strips. I actually like New York's more than ribeyes. I know a lot of people like ribeyes, but I like New York better. Dude, I wish I could make lasagna. I can't get
I need to talk to you.
risotto here.
Oh, sweet merciful law.
Risotto,
The
risotto. I
marauders in
forget
my
what it's called.
domicile.
The white cheese.
Oh, wait. It's just you. Yours killed me with fright. At least I know I ain't hallucinating. You need something?
JK, that's awesome. I used to order so often that the burger bar started making it when they heard my motorbike. There was a it's that's a fun so there's a I have a funny anecdote to that. When I was living in Bulgaria, there was a Serbian place that did deliveries, and they did a few things that I really love. One was they did these oven baked potatoes with feta cheese and herbs and spices, and they would deliver them in like a little aluminum carry takeaway with like a cardboard lid. They would those potatoes absolutely amazing. They also did these little pizzas, and then they would do like the Serbian grill, so all these different sausages and meats and stuff. And I would order from that place so frequently, like 2, 3 times a week, and it was always the same delivery guy. Like every like twice a month, it would be a different delivery person, but it was like the same delivery guy every single time. And so, like a year went by, the same dude showing up at my house like 3, 4 times in a row, and he always wanted to practice his English. I actually became sort of not like buddy buddies with him, but buddies enough that we became Facebook friends, and we're still Facebook friends to this day. And he ended up, worked there for a while when he was younger, and then he's probably 10 years younger than I am. And then he went into programming, and now he does programming on projects and stuff. But he and I have stayed in touch over the years. We'll talk maybe once a year, but literally it was because I used to order so much food from that place. And I think just one day he was delivering something, and I was wearing like an X-Files t-shirt or something, and he was like asking if I liked science fiction, and that got me into video games. We were talking about sci-fi shows and video games, and that's when I was like, you got a Facebook account? And we shared our Facebook information, and then just stayed in touch over the years. So I didn't have a motorcycle, but I did have an anecdotal story in relation to a food place that knew who I was just because I ordered there so much. Is grass-fed beef like the free-range, cage pasteurized argument with eggs? Yes, Thandar. The whole concept in the U.S. is free-range is better because animal cruelty, and that is true from it is better for the animal perspective. Absolutely, 100%. But grass-fed has a different flavor to it. Not everybody likes the grass-fed flavor. Grass-fed flavor definitely has. It's a leaner beef. Grass-fed beef is leaner. It can also make it tougher depending on when the cow is slaughtered. Grass-fed does not necessarily mean it's better, but there are people who will say like, grass-fed's the only way to go because it's that's not necessarily true. Grass-fed is great, but the best flavor is always going to come from rationed grains because there's science behind this. Like Purina as a brand, as an example, has done billions of dollars into the research on how to create the perfect combination of grains and rices and minerals to create the perfect tasting beef. And so there is a science to rationing and what we call finishing. You're finishing the cow in the barn with grain so that it puts a layer of fat on the meat before it gets sold because the fat adds flavor to the beef when it's cooked. And if you listen to any like chef, they'll tell you, you want fat on your meat when you're cooking it for the flavor. I've never, some people say that dry aged is all the rage. Thandar, I've never personally given a shit. Like, I just like to eat beef. So you slaughter a cow, you put it all in the freezer, and then you just pull stuff out when you need it and cook it.
Let's see it. Don't keep us waiting. Sweet life-giving nostrum. The first hit's always the best. Scratched together all the bits I had around the domicile. It ain't as much as you deserve, but it's all I got.
Alright, persuade.
You're wringing the blood out of me. Here, you can have whatever's in my pockets.
Thank you very much, buddy. How do I get this to the point? There we go. Well, I'm not getting in that way.
I've always wanted to poke around in here.
Well, we're about to go
Not even
poking.
inside voices. I'm on it.
Go get him, Parvati.
All together. Everyone all right?
Yeah, exactly, Xantham. If you need steak sauce, then your steak sucks. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, marbling is very important, for sure.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, hello. Is there a marathon gameplay reveal stream happening today, Transcend? I was not aware that they were finally doing a reveal. Yeah, that's different, Heinrich, for sure. Sauce on a steak. I know the concept of marathon to me was never that appealing because I thought it was going to be like an extraction shooter, and I just don't really care for extraction shooters. Now, if it's going to be a straight up like sci-fi shooter RPG with a campaign, I'll be interested in it. But I could be wrong. I thought it was an extraction shooter though, which is why I sort of haven't really paid attention to it. Like last I heard, it was like some sort of battle royale and or extraction shooter, which is why I was just sort of like, meh.
Mr. Thompson said to talk with Mr. Devitt before doing anything here.
Béarnaise sauce. Yeah, I don't know that I'm familiar with Béarnaise sauce. Ooh, that armor has stealth skills on it. I may want to buy that, yeah, for my character. Is Béarnaise like hollandaise? Because I love hollandaise sauce. I don't know that I've ever had Béarnaise sauce. It's Spacer's Choice! It's a hollandaise with herbs. Okay. Stronger in taste, says Heinrich. Yeah, it's a sci-fi extraction shooter is the thing. Oh, so this is a remake of their original game? Hang on. Now you got me looking at stuff online really quick. Hold up. We're gonna put a pause on this. Medium rare is the only way to eat a steak, damn it. I do often, like, if I go to a restaurant, I'll order it medium just because a lot of restaurants don't know how to cook medium and they don't know how to cook medium rare and they'll bring it back rare and I don't like rare. Like, but medium rare is the way to go. Now, my wife, this is tricky. My wife does not like medium rare. My wife likes medium well, which is like, no. So at home, what I end up doing is I'll cook the steak and then I just have to literally cut here. I have to cut my half off. That's the medium rare, and then I just leave hers on for another few more minutes because she wants it medium to medium well, um, which is a travesty, but it is what it is. Bacon is always better. Hang on, guys. We're gonna go look at this trailer because I don't know enough about this, and apparently. There is a marathon teaser trailer that dropped 4 days ago. I mean, I want to know more. Like, the problem is, if I heard it's a sci-fi extraction game, and that kind of never appealed to me because I don't really. It's like I'm not a big fan of extractions. Although the DMZ was pretty fun for Call of Duty. I guess this is like this says not actual gameplay. Well, what the fuck am I watching this for if it's not actual gameplay? kitty meow. Kitty gonna eat my face off now that I'm a dead corpse? All right, that didn't show us shit. So, I still know nothing about this game. That was a pointless trailer. I did see a couple of um, like big FPS extraction shooter streamers say that they've been play. One guy said he's been playing it for like 6 years since he was like one of the first streamers to get invited, and he says it's really really fun. I guess if you're into extraction shooters, it's supposed to be really cool. I mean, it looks kind of like Tron a little bit, so um, I'm interested in. If there's a gameplay reveal today, I'll definitely take a peek at it. We'll probably do a reaction trailer. Um, but yeah, I traditionally don't really do extraction shooters. Uh, white meat. I love chicken. Chris and I eat chicken is our number one protein source in this house. We eat a lot of chicken. Hang on, I got a message I need to pay attention to here. Hang on, I'm gonna share this voice message with you guys here in a second. So my brother just got an Xbox Series X last year, and he hasn't had a lot of time to game because his family was moving with the ranch and everything else. So this is the voicemail he just sent me. So I just learned something really cool about my Series X Xbox, and I don't know how I didn't know this before, but a lot of the games are backwards compatible, or this console is backwards compatible. So like, I just installed both Knights of the Old Republic games, like my original Xbox games. I put them into the Xbox, and they have an update and everything like that. And, like the load times are extremely fast. It's still a square aspect ratio. You can't really change that. But I just installed the Force Awakens, or not Force Awakens, excuse me, Force Unleashed, which is a 360 game. And so like most of the 360 games are backwards compatible. Um, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of mind blown right now. He's all sorts of Twitter pated because he's getting all his old Star Wars games back from his original Xbox and stuff installed on his. Um, which he did just suggest. Yeah, I think it was Lupo Transcend. Pretty sure it was Lupo who said that he's been in the marathon for like 6 years and said it's super super fun. But those guys are huge into those types of games. So hang on, before we go any further, because he did say something, and I want to go check something out real quick because someone else had suggested this. Uh, exactly, Nigel. Here it is, right here. It's not a Game Pass game, I don't think. But like Knights of the Old Republic is available. It's not a Game Pass title though. It's $10 and it's obviously Square. Um, anyway, someone had asked recently what I was gonna do to celebrate 50K subs, And then my brother just said you should totally play Knights of the Republic on May the 4th. For the May the 4th be with you. And I'm wondering now if I want to do a combo thing of like, because we're gonna hit 50K in the next few days, which is cool and everything. But I might save the celebration for May the 4th and do like a 12-hour Knights of the Republic stream or something. We'll see. We'll see. All right, let's get back to this. What's up, Rated? Turkey sandwiches are great, and pork is an amazing white meat as well. Oh man, I tell you what, guys, I am so fucking sore today. Oh, they really they put me through the ringer yesterday with the physical therapy, and I am feeling it today. Commit to just player charging management Emerald Rail stat. Please select 5 more speed and miss immediately. Turkey and a bolognese.
That was quick.
Excuse me. Security lockdown has been initiated. Fight back against anxiety with an ice cold bottle of Zero G Brew. Zero G Brew, an ale. It's good for what ails you. The worst has happened. Mechanicals have gone crazy. Locked myself in here trying to gather my courage. Gonna make a mad dash for the control room. Company's been replacing our guards with auto mechanicals. Chester Higgins again. Found him fiddling around with one of our mechanicals. Had him right. Okay. Alright, that opened one door, but I gotta get the passcode. Oh, I should save. Man, now I want a turkey sandwich. I'm just hungry, period. One thing I will say that's incredibly superior, this game is so much superior to a Bethesda game, is that your companions actually stealth with you. Like, they actually fucking hide. Like, I wish that Bethesda games could make their stealth as good as this stealth is. Because here, Like, the companions are literally stealthing with me, and it's glorious. I don't know what I just did with that. But it clicked.
No, just leave me alone.
Somebody down here?
No, just leave me alone.